YouTube, what the crap's going on? And if you're saying, Air, what the heck? When did you take that city? Because in your last episode you left out without it. Yeah, so I started recording and the game crashed. And so I had just taken it and I'm reloading from the autosave. You honestly didn't miss much except for the crazy occurrence that I kid you not, so I did have a chariot general here. One unit in my chariot general died, and it was the general. And he died after having raffle stomped 800 slingers. And again, when I ended the battle, 19 people left in the unit. The one person that died was the general. It was pretty incredible. But I told myself I wouldn't complain much because I do have the difficulty setting lower because I'm playing against like all factions, like all at war with all of them, which I had to declare war on the Sequani and the Cherushi as well. So that's all you missed. Let's go ahead and end the turn, and hopefully we don't get another stupid crash here. It was not Rome 2 that crashed. It was my computer. Every now and then I get that stupid WHEA uncorrectable error or something. I've been too lazy to go online and try some of the fixes. It doesn't happen all the time. It's kind of like a rare, odd occurrence. Like I just never quite know when it's going to happen, and you know, sometimes I'll go weeks without seeing it. So I haven't had the motivation yet, just because it hasn't happened enough. The biggest time is when it gets annoying. I just got an objective to maintain 60 units, and we just finished this mission, which was control 8 settlements. So we got a little income from it. Not that we need a whole lot. Our income is going down at this point, though, because of recruiting more armies, and we just need to get more territory. Gotta feed the empire here. So let's see. We've got this settlement under control, and we need to get Trevorum. There's a Sequani army down here that we could ambush, and I think we would be wise to ambush it. It's a rather sizable army. Again, looks like a lot of spears and a couple of merc units. Nothing that's overly concerning to me. Most of the AIs apparently haven't... Well, I can't get to it, actually, unfortunately, so they might be able to attack me, but they won't be able to ambush me. Swordband, British Skirmisher. Don't think I have any reason to upgrade that building at the moment. We have the highest tier one here, but... yeah, oh, it gives me increased melee attack too, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, we've got some nice stuff going on for units here, because they get recruited with improved charge. So these veteran horses are actually going to be pretty brutal. It's going to make this army pretty potent. And I might go ahead and just force row these guys, because I'm not concerned about them getting ambushed in that particular position. Just make sure, yep, we're still at war with everybody. Nothing that needs to be taken care of there. Let's end the turn. I just have a few sword troops holding the Medicina for now. As soon as I get a little bit more money, I'll fill that army out, and we'll move on forward. Yep, there we go. So the Arverni sending up a small stack here to engage me with the reinforcing Sequani. These guys at least tried to recruit a few decent mercenary units. Some mercenary Gallic warriors, longbow hunters, and they've got a couple of cav units too. Overall should still be relatively easy fight for me, but I'd like to do so with as few losses as possible. That said, I mean, a frontal engagement is honestly going to be the best here, because most of their units are spears, and my sword band ought to trump them pretty hard. I'll keep my cav on the flanks too, along with my spears. The Briton skirmishers or the Briton slingers are actually pretty good. It's kind of hard to use them in some of these forested maps, but when we get out into the open and they have an opportunity to use their abilities to their fullest, I mean, they can definitely be a handy unit. They're not as good as Balearic slingers, but considering how cheap they are, they've got a pretty potent attack. And to be honest, these spear band here are pretty sturdy units too. You can see that 70 melee defense. Armor's not real good for a spear unit, but for a cheap spear unit, they're certainly not bad. A lot stronger than Levy Spearmen. Or Levy Freeman, whatever they call them.
We'll kill them all!
Okay.
Ancestors, honor us! Deadly missiles ready!
Alright. You hear that guy screaming a second ago? Like screaming real loud? He was having to squeeze out about a 15-pound turd So that scream that you heard right there was his colon rupturing. Just thought you all would like to know. Alright, let's see. Where do I come up with that stupidity? Alright,
Enemy reinforcements.
enemy's gonna be in this forest and it's gonna be really hard to see him. But like I said, we'll just go for it. There's just a couple of Gallic units there, and then the Sequani are coming in from the back of the map. So we'll see if we can just go punch through the couple of Arverni units that are here. They have a noble spear, or a spear noble.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
Okay, we've got their units. Still can't see them. I'm just gonna have to go to the mini-map. Here they are. For some reason they're running towards my flank.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
Okay, I'm gonna pull my army back a little so I can see them better, and I'll just bring a couple of individual units to engage these, and then we'll hammer and anvil with their scout riders. Okay, I'm charging the spear nobles. And I'm charging the spear bands as well. Okay. And here comes a big old rear charge from the scout riders. Not the most punishing cav unit, but it ought to deliver the morale shock that I need here. Morale shocking a spear noble, though, takes a minute, as it's a very sturdy unit. But they can't stand up to this kind of thing forever. You can see they are going to kill a few of my cav. Understandable. Again, spear nobles in the woods where my cav charge is slowed down a little. And the units that I'm fighting it with are not elite units by any means, and their armor and melee defense will help them hold up. Come on, go ahead and kill them now. There we go. So, yeah, spear noble doing pretty well. Killed 34 men, 35 men, completely surrounded. That's just a light horse that we have incoming on us. Still fighting, unfortunately, and now up to 42 kills. Like I said, though, it's a pretty darn sturdy unit. 79 base morale, and they quit wavering. What, are they going to fight their way out of this one? See if we can squeeze the noose on these guys anymore. There we go, we got them. They got 61 kills, which is pretty admirable, considering the situation that they were in. Okay, let's get these guys back in formation. These forested maps are pretty, but I hate them, because I can't see anything. Kind of wish there was like a mode where you could have the trees kind of pop away if you want, where they don't block your view of absolutely everything. Alright, we killed the enemy general and the spear noble unit, which probably, I mean, it sounds like a good thing, but in some ways it's actually kind of an annoying thing, because now that means that they'll just have a whole new spear noble general on the next turn, because they'll get to replace him.
Our hidden units have been discovered.
So killing the general is great in some sense, but it's also kind of frustrating. Okay, we got a scout rider coming in, I can't see.
Our general is under attack.
Okay, managed to get the counter charge. It is just a scout rider, but I'd prefer to get the counter charge. They used frenzied charge on me. I don't want to use it on the scout rider. My heroic rider can crush these guys. And we're gonna get the same business over here.
Our hidden units have been discovered.
I'm gonna outflank with this unit though. And they're sending some spears to intercept this fight, so I'm gonna do the same. Because I don't want their spears getting into the back of my horsemen. What is this? That scout rider ran away from my general. I can't see. Here we go. I'm just going to give an AI attack order in the woods, because I can't see to do it. Otherwise, it's pretty darn annoying. And if this were on Legendary, you would have absolutely no minimap. Okay, we've gotten all these spears hung up here.
Scout Riders!
And my center is crushing the Sequani, it looks like. Come attack these guys. I literally can't hardly see crap. I can't even see the 15-pound turd that guy pushed out. Alright, so we've crushed the enemy infantry center because I can see them all routing. And we're ready to bring our scout riders into the back of these spearmen over here and finish this fight. My guys would have won that, but no need in letting it go on longer than it needs to. And we'll just get kind of a crushing envelopment here. Sequani troops routing en masse. Then my general is running down some of these mercenary longbow hunters. Yeah, good. So, absolute crushioning. Which is the best kind of crushioning, by the way. And all these spearmen over here should be getting slaughtered en masse. They were, because there was still quite a few of them left.
Heroic riders!
And what's left up here? There's a spear noble cutting into one of my units. My slingers are firing there too, which is probably pointless. I'll probably just kill more of my own men. Take my guys out of the group formation and attack the spear noble.
Heroic riders!
These guys really don't want to attack the spear noble though. Alright. Got quite a few fleeing enemies here. I'm gonna run them down just real quick. So let's just get different scout riders attached to different fleeing units.
The enemy general is dead.
Killed that enemy general. Okay, so my cav are kind of spread out all over the field. There's some guys fleeing here. Oh, I didn't get my guys out of a locked formation. I think that's why they were acting weird when I was giving the attack orders. Alright, I got my slingers. I'm gonna get them to open fire on these fleeing Gallic warriors. And I'll see if I can get my general out here in time. I don't have
Scout Riders! Heroic riders!
the second wind ability, so I can't get there. The only thing that my men do with wind for the second time is break it, of course. Oh man, Air's really onto the crap jokes tonight. If you all were in for some lame jokes, then apparently tonight is your night. Let's see. All my slingers are bunched up, plus the trees are getting in the way, but here I am casting stones at these fleeing Gallic warriors.
We hunger for blood!
Alright. Where's my other scout riders?
Scouts!
Give me just a second, folks. That's probably the most exciting thing. Just want to get my troops to crush as much of this as we can. I don't seem to know what I did with my other scout rider. Here it comes. It was following from a different position. Man, trees really throw me off. I guess too much time on the grassy puke lands. But I guess with all these trees, I can understand why. No, it's okay to have some of that stuff on a map. I'm just being pretty sarcastic here, folks. Let's see. Got all these guys run down pretty much. That should be acceptable. Alright, let's quit the battle and get back to the campaign map. 600 kills for my general. And fortunately, he didn't die this time. The lone death of the battle, like he did in the one that you all didn't get to see because of the crash. So yeah, pretty crushing defeat so far. You know, if the enemy though just gets, I mean, the first enemy that I meet that's going to be fielding some decent troops, I think I'm going to have a hard time because these sword band, as much as they have good upgrades, I mean, the guys don't have a lot of armor, and they don't have a lot of melee defense, and both of those things play a huge role in Rome 2. Huge role. So the Sequani army was completely destroyed, and so was the Arverni army, so I would say that was a success. So, no quick retraining for them. And it looks like either my agent or my army or general. I guess 1 of 3 ranked up there.
The love of gold.
As much as I would love to take your gold and force you into slavery, I cannot. So we're going to have to continue with this war. Sabotage at Nemedicina, even with all those agents around there. An enemy was wounded at Nemedicina, which is good. Bunch of rank ups, so got 1 agent here, and let's see, he's a level 2 scout. I want to say that Druid would be a good counter to the scout. I can't remember if I get my counters right here though.
I will send them into the dark.
I know you said, Air, you said you were going to try and coerce some of these people. I am. I want to get my agents ranked up first where I think they have a better chance of succeeding. Like, this agent's fairly high rank, and he's going against a pretty high rank War Maiden. So I'll see if we can manipulate her with some coercion. Pretty good chances here. Really? There was a pretty low chance of my person getting wounded, but it happened. Hey, I guess that's what I get for counting on the good chances. I don't think the Arverni have a whole lot of defense at Trevorum, however you say that. They do not, so we're going to come take it. And this one's an auto-resolver here. I'm sure it'll take a few more losses than I should have, but since I don't have elephants, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. And so we're now in control entirely of this province, which is great. And I do not need another bronze workshop. I really need to get... Actually, I don't think the wood carver is going to do me any good. It gives me Britain skirmishers. I don't really need it, though. Don't see it doing me a whole lot of good. I'd really rather have, I guess, just more farms so that I can drive the higher buildings. So let's tear this down. And I think I'm going to convert this over to just a... Well, actually, I need a horse pens here, too, in this province, so I can do some recruiting on this side of the English Channel. So yeah, we'll get that done. And we can go ahead and upgrade that town center too. Alright, this army is now ready to go. Let's take them out of forced march. And these people keep begging me for peace, so I'm going to go send my diplomatic envoy to visit them so that we can broker a peace agreement. Obviously that means that I'm going to come home with a piece of their body severed. So, let's see. This warlord. Let's start down the zeal tree.
How can I assist you?
And this agent, we're gonna go down the... yeah, this one, do the higher assassins. I need to focus on some manipulation tactics with them as well. This general strategist. I'm pretty predictable, I guess, when it comes to that kind of stuff. Certain trees that I seem to favor. If you all think I'm wrong, tell me why, and I'll try something different just for fun. But I tend to, I guess, favor the trees that you all are seeing me use here as far as agent trees. Nothing else for me to take care of there. If we look at the diplomacy, once again, we are set at war with everybody, as we should be in this turn. And you can see with every settlement we capture and then the buildings that we subsequently upgrade should make our faction more powerful. And really, right now, just going on a mad land grab is probably going to be a good idea. It's going to get me well funded, and being well funded will make it much easier to resist large enemy agent incursions and invading armies such as the one you see there from the Cherushi. And we still got that War Maiden following us, goading it over me since my warlord was injured, or War Maiden was injured trying to take her down in what was no doubt a cat fight for the ages. And it looks like there's a festival. Votive offering. It says the Druids of the Celtic culture perform many social functions. They were arbitrators of disputes, keepers of lore, natural philosophers, and performers of ritual. Within the close-knit warp and weft of Celtic life. Don't know what that means, sorry. They were also the tribal chief's means of communicating with the gods by oral tradition. The secrets, mysteries, and practices of appealing to and appeasing the gods were passed from one generation to the next. If one of the tribe wished for success in some endeavor, the Druids made votive offerings to the gods in hope of a favorable outcome. As the ritual was performed, these were cast into the waters or marshes of the tribe's sacred place. Different offerings such as carvings, cauldrons, and weapons were made to different gods for a variety of purposes. War booty such as arms, armor, and treasure was commonly offered in thanks to the gods for victory in battle. Interesting. And this gives us extra wealth from agriculture and livestock and +4 order, so we must have gotten good returns from the gods here, or favor from them. I can't recruit too much in this province, but the Churushi don't have a particularly large army. I'll just get a few slingers and call it good for now. I've got a couple of Sequani agents on me down here, and then a decent size, I can't pronounce this, Atrabardes army, however you say that. I have a ton of agents up here, so let's put them into practice. Let's get one down here to support this army, and the Medicina should be pretty well under our control. Let's bring this druid down here, and let's see, got another druid. Let's bring that druid down here, and then we'll take one scout this direction as well. Man, I got a bunch of scouts. We'll just kind of split it up a little and take them in different directions to support different armies. I'll do some military training with this warlord. Alright, so we can upgrade. I don't know if I need horse pens in this province or not. I certainly don't need them in every province. Let's build a field. And I don't think I can build more than one field in each province. So let's see, this gives extra growth and wealth. So I'm going to take this to see if we can grow the settlement faster. Once we've captured Vesantio, then that'll help as well. Let's engage our enemies here. I think we're perfectly capable of doing so. We have these guys pretty outmatched. Once again, they brought a bunch of spearmen, but they've gone out and gotten a few units here, and apparently they think they've got pretty good chances. I say that we teach them differently. Honestly kind of excited to get away from some of these Gallic tribes to see if some of the other factions have at least attempted to improve their buildings. If not, that's going to be frustrating. But, I mean, eventually we'll get to factions where, you know, like Carthage and the Romans and stuff like that ought to have better troops, even if they haven't developed any of their buildings, which will create perhaps some more interesting armies to come up against. Okay, let's see. Some veteran riders on each flank. And I'll put my heroic riders back here. Does the enemy have cav? I don't see them here. Sometimes when the enemy has cav, I don't like to put my slingers out front, because then the enemy will just bonsai charge their cav towards your skirmishers, and if there's swords behind them, they'll bonsai charge your swords, and the enemy cav usually does pretty good against your swords, which can actually, this wouldn't be too terribly dangerous here unless it's a noble horse, but it's pretty darn dangerous if you're playing against like the Sam Knights or something, and they've got all those Italian noble cav generals that are just insanely powerful. Those guys are brutal. Best whenever they're working for you rather than for the enemy. And there is a noble horse there, which is the enemy general. And look at him, he's already steering straight for my army. This is very typical AI behavior. So I'm gonna get some spears and veteran riders ready to counter that guy, because he will just come at me. Yep, here comes their light horsemen. And they'll try and avoid you sometimes too. Yeah, see what they're doing? I mean, they want your skirmishers. They got a mission. Alright, I'm gonna pull my slingers up here, take them off, fire at will. We've crushed that light cav. And I'm gonna get ready on this side with these cav just in case we need them. Get all my sword band into a hard group to counterattack their infantry. We'll drop the grouping on the rest of my men. I'm gonna have to pull back these veteran riders because now they're in range of all the enemy slingers. Okay. Look at their slingers still kind of following my veteran riders around, trying to hit them with more, but I've got my guys moved forward. We're We're going to attack their blob of slingers. I'm going to need to move my swords a little further forward because they're blocking my, my line of fire for the slingers. All their slingers are bunched up though and ought to become pretty easy targets for my men, and I'm going to go ahead and skirmish them down since the AI acts like that's what they want me to do. If you're going to keep their guys out front, I'll be more than happy to put them to death. The Briton slingers are tearing these guys up pretty bad. Briton slingers are better than Celtic slingers. No doubt. My guys do have fairly low armor though, so I'm not going to want them to get shot forever. And it looks like we have pretty much beat down those guys. I don't know if there's a whole lot more reason to wait, but I'll just go ahead and give my slingers a couple more minutes to bring down some of these enemy skirmishers. Might as well skirmish it out. AI is being stupid and firing at my infantry. They're going to cause fairly minimal damage there, at least for now. They've killed 8 men in this unit. Let's go ahead and whoops. Let's go ahead and charge them. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that noble horse.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
The enemy actually has their swords on the flank, which will be somewhat of a danger to my spear units. I'm gonna move my slingers up to get ready. And I've got my cav here on the flanks. I'm gonna try and attack that noble horse. Let's move my general up to support the morale. And their swordsmen are going for my guys over here. Where did that noble horse go? Okay, the noble horse is engaged right here, and he is decimating one of my sword units. So let's go get into the back of him real quick. And I've caught these swordsmen here. Let's recharge them with my veteran riders. Of course, I hit the wrong button. Didn't get the rear charge. Sorry about that. Yeah, so we're going to destroy those guys, and then I've got some swordsmen wavering over here. Not really sure why. They are up against some other swordsmen there, so may have just gotten beat. I'm going to focus fire some slinger shots over here. That enemy noble horse is routed. Okay, all the enemy units are feeling some pretty good pain at this point.
The battle is turning in our favor.
Turning to my favor. So I had one sword unit routed, but it's in the face of a mass rout from the... And we're going to continue this fight real quick and run down all these free kills. Pull my swords back from all in that fight so they don't get in the way. I forgot my general was a cav unit as well. Let's pull my units up to the front of this column of fleeing troops. I want to kind of head off some of these men as they flee. Sweet. Yeah, my men are kind of pulling through all of them, trying to get to the front of the column, and it ought to be helping them to kill a lot of these guys as they go. Yeah, I can see a pretty nice path of destruction going on here. All these guys just getting wasted. Veteran riders are definitely a capable cav unit. May not be the greatest thing since sliced bread in multiplayer battles, but I mean they are certainly a capable cav unit, whether it's multiplayer or single player. Keep moving, keep moving. Run these guys down. Get those spear brothers. And it looks like we got a pretty good number of them before they got across the red line there. Let's now throw these guys this way. I'm going to bring this unit out in front to try and head off these mercenary Celtic skirmishers. There's a group of men getting away back here, mercenary Gallic warriors. Let's see if we can hit them with their slingers. It's a fairly fast-moving unit. So we're going to try and cut these guys off. And my general, start bringing him back this way. He does have second wind, so I'm going to use it.
Our hidden units have been discovered.
Alright. Sorry if you all think this piece of the battle is boring, but when playing, especially this type of campaign, which again, difficulty setting's not real high, so it's not as important, but where I just want to make sure that these enemy armies are no problem on the next turn, like, you know, just getting a ton of mercenaries or recouping or whatever, you just knock them out. This is what you do to prevent that type of thing from happening. When you play on the higher difficulty settings, this is very important, because being able to get those kind of kills for that few losses on that difficulty setting is always something that you want to do. So like if you're playing on very hard or legendary, even the hard difficulty setting, I would recommend it, because otherwise kills are not so easy to come by, and so you want to get as many as you can while your men are not threatened. Let's see, there's one unit here. It's a Levy Freeman, nothing spectacular, but try and run it down real quick. Oh, they're going to get to the red line, kill some of them. Yeah, at least we got a few of them. Alright, so let's quit this battle. That's going to be all I have time for in this particular episode. Racked up a whole bunch of cav kills there. Swordsmen doing really well in these battles too. Again, going up against spearmen, but it's a good sign. I mean, if they're killing those guys that fast and doing so that convincingly, it's a good sign that at least if they get killed in future battles, that they'll go down with a few enemies under their belts as well. So most of that army got destroyed, and this one got entirely destroyed. So that was certainly a success.
You have further orders? On the move, lads.
So we can now move across the bridge towards their settlement at Cinnabon.
Destroy them.
And this, just auto-resolve this real quick. Take a balanced stance here. And those guys are down for the count.
Get moving.
So this is going to leave their settlement all but undefended, basically. Should just have a, yeah, it looks like another small army and a garrison army in my way. And nothing too substantial from them there, so though it's not giving me very good chances. So I'll pick up on the next episode. They're going to kill a whole bunch of my men doing this, and I'm just, whatever. Won't be that big a deal. I'm getting lazy because there's going to be a whole bunch of this going on before the end of this game, because I've got to take every single stinking settlement on the map. Ah, sweet, I didn't lose any units. Talk about lucky. And we're going to occupy a course. Oh, of course, we could raise it. Sack it. I don't really need the money that bad, or else I'd sack it. We're just occupy their crap. Wow, all these places are in, like, different provinces, which is honestly kind of frustrating. This is cool, though, because for in this province, I've already got the right buildings to recruit horsemen and stuff like I need, so that's pretty handy. But this is the provincial capital here, and then it stretches out to this settlement, so it's these three. We'll need to capture this one as well. And let's make sure that if I encountered any other factions just now, which I did not. Okay. Anyway, HeirofCarthage signing off for now.